But let me ask you something. Do you think that Jaylen Brown is underappreciated?
I want to say.
I'm gonna say, think about it. Think about it, because I hear the word superstar get thrown a lot when it comes to Jayson Tatum, which I think it should be. But is it time that we really say, like, all right, Jaylen, and like he's here. Like, it's not.
Yeah,
just,
I think you're right. I think you're right, because I think what happens is it took Jaylen Brown a little time to kind of like get to where he's at. That's the biggest difference between him and Jayson Tatum. It's not really talent. Like, these guys are both talented. Yes, I think Jayson Tatum is better, but it's not like the gap is extremely wide. It's really like, all right, apples and oranges. Like, if somebody say, you know what, Theus, pick between Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Like, if I pick Jayson Tatum first, you get Jaylen Brown second pick, you'd be like, all right, I'm good with that. You know, so it's not a big drop off. So I feel like Jaylen Brown really came into the league, and it took him time to develop. And shout out to Jaylen Brown, because he really improved on his game. He went from a guy that came in the league that was super athletic. Then he went from, all right, athletic and play defense. Then he went to a 3-and-D guy. Then he worked on his game some more. Now he became like a creating off the dribble, handle, elite 3-level scorer. All right. Then he became an all-star. Now the question is, all right, what you going to do next? And that next is what you said. Oh, okay. Jaylen Brown could be a superstar someday. Jaylen Brown probably can be like, all right, like, we know we got Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown. We love this wing tandem, but a team may be like, well, Jaylen Brown could maybe be the best player on his own team. Like, maybe we should go out and try to make a trade for him to be our number one guy.
Yeah, and the reason, I mean, you brought up a good point, the idea of like Jaylen Brown he's improved kind of like year after year. And Jayson, you can kind of, I feel like, tell like off rip, like, yeah, this, he's going to be like a superstar in this league. But there's nothing wrong with either approach, though, right? I think, the fact that Jaylen has shown progression, and he's, again, gotten better year and year. Not to say that Jayson hasn't, but just like you can just really see it early on what, Jayson was going to be. But now Boston has an interesting decision to make, and they've had this question presented to them multiple times in multiple years now. But now that I think both of those guys are like on the verge of entering their prime, because they're not like, they're not babies anymore, right?
Well,
they're not.
I wouldn't get caught up.
I'm not saying they're like, they come in veterans, but
they come in so. They come in the game so young. Like, I think Jaylen Brown is about to be. It's either 25, and I think Jayson Tatum is 23. Like,
right, but I'm saying though, they're not like rookies going up against Bron no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like, okay, we got some teenagers, so let's applaud. The real question gotta be asked is like, once players reach a certain level, it's like, and again, I personally don't think, they should be broken up and all that, but just like, what's next, right? That's the ultimate question. What is next? What are we doing as a franchise? And I think those two obviously want to win a championship, but to your point about Chicago, do they have the pieces? Are they doing their best job to really surround those two with the correct pieces?
Yep. That's the problem. Organization, what you going to do? Brad Stevenson, what you going to do? You went from head coach and got a promotion. Front office. I don't know any I don't want to get into that, but it's just kind of like, what you going to do? Are you going to put the right pieces for these two players to succeed together? So people can stop to like, oh, like they need to break up. They really don't like playing each other, because we hear all that, and it's nobody really knows that. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't really seem that way, because both those guys seem very chill and very laid back. But of course, the media and those questions are going to be asked if they're losing and stuff like that. Boston organization, front office, put the right pieces around Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum so they can succeed, so people can see like, yo, it was laughable for us to even consider breaking these two up. That's what we want. That's what I'm hoping for. Now, me personally, do I believe that's going to happen? No, I do not.
It sounds like there's a butt coming. Like the way you pause, like, no, I do not.
Now, but because, I have my own places where I want Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum.
Where do you want Jaylen? I know, Jason, where do you want Jaylen? Do you have a destination?
Josh Smith came on and talked about how Atlanta Hoopers are very underrated.
Wow.
And he mentioned a lot of names. And he left off Jaylen Brown. But, Jaylen Brown is from the state of Georgia.
Wow.
I would love Jaylen Brown with the Atlanta Hawks, with Trae Young.
Hawks?
Talk about a championship. Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean,
it would be serious.
If I had to guess, Atlanta will have to give up your mans They'd have to give up your boy.
You gotta do what you got. You gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta do what you
Oh,
gotta do.
man. Don't ever be a GM.
You gotta do what you gotta. You gotta do what you gotta do. I love. You know, I don't want to even throw my boy name in the trade rumors, but if it's possible for the Atlanta Hawks to get Jaylen Brown and they want Cam Reddish, the organization may have to walk them to the airport. Like we we appreciate you, but Jaylen Brown is here. You know what I'm saying? And Cam Reddish could be potentially like a Jaylen Brown type of player. Like he's that talented. That's how talented I believe that Cam Reddish is. I think he has the potential to be, his ultimate potential could be like a Paul George if he reaches the maximum potential he can be. To me, it's like a Paul George type of player. He's that skilled. He's that talented. But Jaylen Brown is a two-way monster, two-way stud, three-level scorer, create off the dribble, play, can guard the opposing team's best defender right now. You know what I'm saying? And it's just kind of like, why not make a move? Because at the end of the day, like the Atlanta Hawks ain't gonna better pay and keep everybody. Because it's going, you know what I'm saying? That's the problem. Like you might as well try to make a trade. You're not gonna better pay and keep everybody. So.
Well, I mean, adding a guy like Jaylen Brown to your team, that's not going to help financially. I mean, just the idea.
Well, you
like,
move some pieces around though. You move Kevin Huerter. Kevin Huerter's got a contract, 4-year, $64 million deal. And then Cam Reddish maybe, or some other pieces. I don't know, John Collins. I don't know, something. But if you got a chance to pair Trae Young and Jaylen Brown together in the backcourt, it's just like, that's scary.
But you know what's funny? Who knows if either of those franchises want to let it go of their guys? Because if you're the Hawks, you might think to yourself, like, all right, well, we just made the Eastern Conference Finals. I don't know if we really want to shake things up too much. And obviously, Jaylen, is like that. But on the flip side, Boston, if you're like, all right, we haven't gotten a championship yet, but we still have two wing tandems that are young, right? Yeah. That you can make the case they haven't even scratched the surface yet in terms of reaching their true potential and true prime. You know what I'm saying? So who knows?